The preparation of a human being for a life experience must be considered in its physical, mental, social, and emotional wholeness. The implementation and harmonization of these different states is the very essence of success. The object of mental preparation for performance is to allow the subject to control his thoughts, his attitudes, his actions, in order to optimize them. Knowing that muscular strength can be improved through training, mental strength can also be developed through certain methods. The mental aspect of performance is the key element to victory. Having a strong mind, capable of resisting stress and providing great determination is one of the primary characteristics of great champions. Understand how the mind can influence the actions and behaviors of the competitor. In the field of sports sciences, knowledge relating to the individual is grouped into two families: biological sciences and human sciences. The mental strength and determination with which a man prepares to face the challenges of his life. The purely anatomical and physiological bases remain insufficient. Humans are often faced with challenges and strong pressures linked to results, money, or the social aspect. The purpose of mental preparation for performance is to allow the subject to control his thoughts, his attitudes, his actions, in order to optimize them. Knowing that muscular strength can be improved through training, mental strength can also be developed through certain methods. However, each competitor presents different and atypical psychological characteristics, so it is impossible to establish generalities and dogmas in this area. Objectives of mental preparation are as follows: increase willpower, optimize motivation, improve stress management, improve resistance to exercise, learn to approach events positively, develop self-esteem, stimulate the ability to concentrate, improve the ability to adapt, promote group cohesion. Mental preparation is the psychological aspect of athlete preparation. In the same way as the physical qualities and the technical side, the psycho-affective side is invested, during training, to prepare the athlete to better approach the competition, to better manage stress, and to preferentially use their own assets according to context and adversity.
The psychological dimension is a real factor of performance, perhaps even one of the most important. We often hear athletes look back on their victory by saying that it all happened in their head. We can always compensate for a small technical or physical deficiency with a strong mind. This is the case of the boxer who will finish his fight without flinching despite an injury contracted during the confrontation. Or that of the competitor who must meet an opponent much larger than him and who will adapt his technique and his way of acting accordingly. On the other hand, mental deficiency is often synonymous with defeat. To be well physically, you must be well mentally. The psychological dimension is a crucial element which very strongly influences performance. It is therefore essential for coaches to be aware of this reality and to master certain theoretical and technical notions relating to mental preparation. In the same way as technical, tactical, and physical preparation, psychological and mental preparation must be part of the training project. Mental preparation therefore allows the athlete to be in an optimal psychological state on the day of the competition. Each psychological modification has a physiological impact. This is the case of fear, which makes you sweat, turn white or tremble, or stress, which increases your heart rate and which can sometimes give the sensation of having abnormally heavy legs. All these physiological changes can become obstacles to performance. It is not uncommon to allow yourself to be intimidated by your opponent, and this fear then becomes the main instrument of defeat. One of the main challenges of mental preparation is to allow the athlete to be able to manage their emotions on the day of the competition. You have to have this desire to win and enthusiasm. There is nothing more dangerous than a boxer who is happy to box. Thus, the will to win must be an integral part of the training sessions. It is, like physical qualities, part of a development process. As for stress, it represents the first problem from a mental point of view, and constitutes the first limiting psychological factor to which the competitor is subject. This is why it is fundamental to understand it and learn to manage it. This state is manifested by a set of psychophysiological reactions of the organism. It is a reaction of adaptability between a person, their characteristics, and an environment. Particular. These reactions are the consequences of a modality of defense of the individual faced with a new situation which comes to disturb or break the stability and the internal balance of the organism. Through life and its various experiences, man must prepare himself mentally to experience states of stress and above all to manage the psychological and physiological reactions induced by stress. It would be a mistake to think that mental preparation allows you to no longer be stressed on the day of the experience. The goal is not to eliminate stress, which is impossible, but to learn how to manage it. It's like a fall can cause you damage, but knowing how to break the fall, the damage is less. The same is true for fear. Courage does not lie in not being afraid, but in controlling your fear. The control of emotions is an essential factor in life to achieve exploits. To live life is first of all to be able to assume and affirm one's personality in one's environment. The psychosocial aspect also turns out to be a fundamental and crucial element for a successful life.
Without forgetting the importance of having self-confidence, the latter is of considerable importance. It results in the conviction that a subject has his abilities to adopt a behavior or succeed in a life experience. Self-confidence is an expression of the me and its construction. When the me is strong and flexible, capable of mediating between desires and demands or beliefs, self-confidence seems to be present. Self-confidence turns out to be very fragile and very precarious to the extent that the slightest grain of sand can break or affect it. Depending on events, it is built, lost, regained, consolidated. It constitutes a long path from which we must never stray. It is the object of an internal struggle throughout life. Without self-confidence, success is a utopia. A human being must be considered as a whole, physical, mental, social, emotional, and it is in the harmonization of these different states that the true essence of success lies.